part is our faith formation and learning as much as we can. There's 2 points at the start. The third point then is going to lead to this community life. Benedict XVI in Deus Caritas said that a Eucharistic worship that does not go beyond the walls of the church into charity is intrinsically fragile. In other words, by its very nature, it's broken. And so it's not enough for a me and God relationship. It's not enough for me to read books at home or go to a Bible study. I have to go forth and build up my community. And we have a great opportunity in this church to do that. When Jesus had those 5,000 people that he fed bread and fish to, gathered out on the lawn, and then they all went home. You think they'd ever talk about this again? That they each went back to their own house and they kept it themselves? No. They would meet at houses every week or every month to talk about what happened, to talk about what was going on in their life. together. This leads us to this fifth point of the star, and that's stewardship and development. I know you're thinking, oh, I knew it was coming. Somewhere along the way, you know all the code words: collection, treasure, tithing, etc. Well, I'll tell you the truth, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but money doesn't interest me. Anytime I've ever worried about money in my life, I never had enough. When I don't worry about it, it always seems to come. So as long as you're giving what you should give and you know what it is, we'll be fine. What I ask you to do is give generously. And if you can, you tithe. That's 10%. That also says 10%. We offer that because we realize it's not our thing. If we do well, it's because God has given us the gifts to do it. In that same vein, though, I will tell you that I ask for your support for these projects as we move toward our anniversary. So our anniversary will celebrate 50 years of this church in May. And in looking toward that anniversary, it looks like the church needs a little paint. And I know this because people have told me, Father, the church needs a little paint. Yes. So what we're going to do, we need to paint the church. We need to fix the stained glass windows. We would like to have that done for the 50th anniversary so this church can be in its former glory as it has been for 50 years. But along that, we also want to make this entrance here handicap accessible with bathrooms and at some point in the future perhaps even a narthex or a gathering space beyond it. And I would ask your support for this. We have an opportunity to be a part of the legacy that our parents and grandparents began over 50 years ago. And we'll be a part of the legacy that's going to last more than 50 years, far into the next century. But a consistent giving, a stewardship of those gifts is important. And I will promise you that I will be a good steward of your offerings. My brother calls me cheap. I am not cheap. I'm very careful because I realize that anything I have is from God. And I want to be a good steward of those gifts. These 5 aspects, remember that star, this is growing into Christ. And as we look at our own life, we should be involved in each of those 5 aspects. So what does this mean? With worship and liturgy, it doesn't mean that you have to be on a committee or a commission or anything. It gets frustrating sometimes when you go to meeting after meeting and nothing happens. Well, I'm a mover and a shaker. It's hard for me to sit still. And so people have been working on commissions to make this happen for over a year, and now they're finally seeing their fruit. You can imagine the excitement. And so just as we don't like to just go to meetings and report, the pastoral council has reorganized so it is active now. It is a working council. They're getting their hands dirty. They're out there and doing what we should be doing all the time. And so I ask you, today when you leave Mass, you will receive a booklet. It's a financial report. Just turn that page over and look at the next one. And that talks about growing in Christ. And I would ask you to try and experiment. For 6 months, look at your life. Look at the ways these 5 points can be integrated. And if you don't have more peace, regardless of what's happening, if you don't have more peace in those 6 months, then I would be very surprised. I admit I was wrong. The last time I was wrong was 1985. I'm saying, just give it a chance. This Wednesday, from 7 to 9 over to the school, we're going to have a gathering in the parish. And at this gathering, we'll speak more about this